Alright, so here in this video, we'll be looking at this question. So the question that I have here is, a sample contains 3.01 times 10 to the power 23 molecules of methane. What is the mass of the sample? So we're given the relative atomic mass of carbon to be 12 and the relative atomic mass of hydrogen to be 1. Alright, and these are the options. Again, the question is, a sample contains 3.01 times 10 to the power 23 molecules of methane. Alright, what is the mass of the sample? So the first thing that you would want to know here is that 1 mole of a substance, you know that 1 mole of a substance is equal to the Avogadro's number. Alright, so 1 mole of a substance is equal to 6.02 times 10 raised to the power of what? Of 23 molecules. Alright, this is your Avogadro's number. 1 mole of a substance is equal to what? 6.02 times 10 raised to the power 23 molecules. Alright, so since the compound that we're concerned about here is methane, alright, since the substance is methane, 1 mole of methane is equal to what? So methane is CH4, right? Methane is CH4. So the molar mass of methane, or the relative molecular mass of methane, will be C plus what? H4. Alright, so the relative atomic mass of carbon is 12. So that is 12 plus the relative atomic mass of hydrogen is 1. So that's 1 times what? 4. So 1 times 4 will give us what? 4. Alright, 1 times 4 will give us 4. So that will be 12 plus 4. And that will be equal to 16 grams. Alright, so 1 mole of methane is equal to 16 grams. So if 1 mole of methane is equal to 6.02 times 10 raised to the power 23 molecules, 16 grams, which is equal to 1 mole of methane, will be equal to 6.02 times 10 raised to the power of 23 molecules. Alright, so again, the question is, a sample contains 3.01 times 10 raised to the power 23 molecules of methane. What is the mass of the sample? So what we're looking for is the mass of the sample. Alright, so 1 mole of a substance is equal to 6.02 times 10 raised to the power 23 molecules. And 1 mole of methane is equal to what? 16 grams. We calculated it here. It's equal to 16 grams. So in other words, 16 grams is equal to 6.02 times 10 raised to the power 23 molecules. So I can rearrange this, alright? So I can have this as 6.02 times 10 raised to the power 23 molecules is equal to 16 grams of what? Of methane. So what I have here and what I have here are the same. So how many grams now will be equivalent to 3.01 times 10 raised to the power 23 molecules? So if 6.02 times 10 raised to the power 23 molecules is equal to 16 grams, then 3.01 times 10 raised to the power 23 molecules will be equal to X. We don't know. Alright, so the next thing that you would want to do is to cross multiply, Alright, so this X will multiply this 6.02 times 10 raised to the power 23. And this 16 grams will multiply this 3.01 times 10 raised to the power 23. Alright, so my expression now will now be X times 6.02 times 10 raised to the power of 23 is equal to 16 times this is equal to 16 times 3.01 times 10 raised to the power of what? 23. So what I did here is to cross multiply. Alright, and that is what I've gotten here. So to look for the value of X, what I will do is to divide both sides by the coefficient of S, which is 6.02 times 10 raised to the power 23. Alright, so this will be X is equal to 16 times 3.01. So 16 times 3.01, what would that be? 16 times 3.01 will give us 48.16. Alright, so 16 times 3.01 will give us what? 48.16. So that is 48.16 times 10 raised to the power of 23 divided by what? 6.02 times 10 raised to the power of what? 23. All right. So the next thing I will do is to bring out my calculator and then divide this number. All right. So I would press 48.16 divided by 6.02. 48.16 divided by 6.02. That will be equal to 8. So that will be equal to 8. All right. That will be equal to 8 times, 10 raised to the power of 23 divided by 10 raised to the power of 23. 10 raised to the power of 23 divided by 10 raised to the power of 23. How do we solve this? We solve this using the division law of indices. All right, so since the base number are the same, I will take one of them, 10 raised to the power of 23, and I will subtract the powers, right? Minus 23. So 23 minus 23 will give us 0. So that will be equal to 10 raised to the power of what? Of 0. And anything raised to the power of 0 from the zero index law is equal to what? 1. All right, so that is times 1. And 8 times 1 is equal to what? 8 grams. So this is our answer to this question. All right, it's a very simple and a straightforward question. So the correct answer to this question is option B. All right, 8 grams.